Well, the reaction from China about the new U.S. national security strategy is certainly no celebration, even though the Trump administration appears to reserve its harshest rhetoric for European allies and reframes America's relationship with China as one of mostly economic competition, not a struggle between democracy and autocracy, as former President Biden used to put it. Commentators and state media in China are largely united in this viewpoint, that no matter what President Trump says, the U.S. is still going to try to do whatever it can to try to contain China's rise. So to that point, Xinhua, China's official news agency, is saying the logic of power politics is clearly reflected in the report. The Global Times, a popular state-run tabloid, quotes a Chinese expert as saying the new strategy repeatedly emphasizes the need to eliminate any external competitors or threats to U.S. interests. This message is quite clear. The mindset of strategic competition with China still exists, but the focus has shifted from a global perspective to concentrating on the Western Hemisphere. Now, one of the biggest frustrations from China's perspective is what the new strategy says about Taiwan, the self-governing island that Beijing claims as its own. In short, the U.S. wants no change to the status quo, but the White House also says Taiwan and nearby U.S. allies need to spend more to potentially defend the island democracy. Taiwan just agreed to spend about $40 billion on buying additional U.S. weapons, and we asked a political scientist what he's watching for on that front in the year ahead. Listen.
I think Taiwan are looking towards Washington to see whether this show of goodwill and responsibility will finally lead to more consolidation and more predictability in a firm U.S. support position for Taiwan going forward.
China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs also said on Monday that militarily defending Taiwan is a red line that the United States cannot cross, with a spokesperson telling reporters the following, quote, the U.S. should fulfill its commitments made by its leaders, handle the Taiwan issue with utmost caution, and stop condoning and supporting separatist forces seeking independence through force. That warning coincides with Chinese analysts' assessment on evolving wording about Taiwan from Washington, D.C., with one scholar telling the Global Times that the Taiwan statements from the White House right now are more explicit, more militarized, and more geopolitical than the first national security strategy that President Trump put out in his first administration in 2017, and also stronger than what former President Biden released at the beginning of his presidency. Mike Valerio, CNN, Beijing.